going on, guys? Welcome back, LEOPAZZO Productions. Thanks very much for tuning in. In today's video, we're gonna have a closer look at the Moza Racing R9 direct drive wheelbase. Let me tell you, this wheelbase feels and looks fantastic, and I'm super excited to go ahead and get it all set up. But first off, I want to share with you guys what comes included in the box and all these kind of cool features about this wheelbase, and just some overall specs and information about the kit. As you see here, we just unboxed this right here, and right off the bat we do have the Moza Racing owner's manual, user manual, which we're going to have a closer look at shortly, along with some stickers. Here we have the power cable, first thing at the top on the left hand side. This is going to be plugging into the power adapter, the AC/DC adapter. So we're going to be able to plug this into the wall and into the AC/DC adapter. If you look at here we have a USB to a USB-B connection cable. This is going to allow us to plug in the wheelbase directly to our PC via this USB cable right here. So let's go ahead and continue looking at what's inside the box. So I'm excited to show you guys the actual wheelbase itself, but let's go ahead first and have a look at the other accessories that come included in the kit, so we know what we need to connect it and install it and get it going. This is the AC/DC adapter that I was talking about, that we're going to be using that previous cable with. This is going to allow us to power the unit right here. So this AC/DC adapter, one end is going to be plugging into the wall, and the other end is going to be plugging into the back of the Moza direct drive wheelbase. We're going to look at this shortly and actually connect it to the unit in a little bit. Let's see what else we have inside the box. Next, over here at the top of the box, you're going to see that we do have some screws that are going to allow us to mount the wheelbase to our sim racing rig, or even to our desk, along with the Allen key. We'll touch base a little bit more of that later on in the video. Let's get right to the wheelbase. And let me tell you guys, this wheelbase weighs quite a bit. It is actually super heavy, but this wheelbase is solid. Just wait till you see this bad boy. It is covered right here and protected with this nice little cloth bag, which is included with the kit, that has the nice Moza logo on it. And we're gonna have a look at this bad boy right now. I'm really trying to hold this up with one hand here as I try to remove this cover, and here it is, guys, the Moza R9. This bad boy is made out of airplane grade aluminum. I suggest holding it with two hands and be super careful with it. As you can see here on the front, we do have the Moza logo and a place that we're going to be able to connect our steering wheel. I do have the Moza RS steering wheel, which I'm going to be sharing with you guys in a future video and more detail about that. But first looks over here at the Moza R9 wheelbase. Let's just have a quick look and spin this bad boy around. So having a closer look at the connections here that we have at the back of the unit, starting on the left hand side over here. Okay, so on the left hand side we do have the dashboard port, which we're going to be able to connect if you have that dashboard display. Next we have the e-stop switch port, and again, if you have that e-stop emergency stop, we're going to be able to plug that in there. Next we have that USB-B type connection that's going to get plugged in directly to our PC. Right beside that we do have the power port, as we mentioned, with that AC/DC adapter, and along with that the power on and off switch just to the right of that we can simply go ahead and press that to turn on the wheelbase or to turn it off as required. I will mention that this wheelbase is going to provide us with 9 Newton meters peak torque. That is super amazing feature about this bad boy. 9 Newton meters peak torque. This wheelbase also has an ultra high power density servo motor. Along with that, I will mention Moza Racing does have a patent design of the wireless power supply. So having a closer look at the bottom of the wheelbase, we do have 4 threads that's going to allow us to connect those 4 screws, so we can simply go ahead and mount it to our racing rig or our desk or whatever that we have that we plan to mount it on. Just keep that in mind, okay? The mounting bracket is not included, so you may need to purchase that separately. So another cool feature about this wheelbase is that Moza Racing has a patent design of the wireless power supply. And along with that, Moza has an app which is the Moza Pit House Control software. This software is going to allow us to adjust all of these settings and features and controls about the wheelbase. So you're definitely going to want to download that software from the Moza website. Along with that, Moza does have an app cloud control, so that's going to again allow us to control the unit and be able to display the information and adjust any settings as needed. So let's go ahead and have a closer look at the power supply and the AC/DC adapter and how we're exactly going to plug it in at the back of the unit here. So as you can see, one end is going to get plugged into the wall and the other end is going to go ahead and plug in at the back of the unit, as I mentioned, at that power port input connection. So here we have the USB to USB-B connection cable, and we're just going to go ahead and simply connect this at the back of the wheelbase, and the other end is going to be connecting to our PC so we can transfer the information and it can just simply work as needed. So now that I have the power supply connected along with the USB cable, let's go and have a closer look at the owner's manual and find out a little bit more about the product and features. So you can see here on the owner's manual, we do have some product features listed here on the top hand side. And as we flip the page, you're going to be able to see on how we're going to be able to download the software and the introduction on how we're going to use the Moza Pit House and in general just kind of get things going. So on the main page, you can view the working status of each connection device, set the wheelbase angle, the force feedback, the pedals, the steering wheel and meter, etc. And you can quickly start the game. So literally it doesn't take much at all to get this bad boy plugged in and going. And you can see that we do have some more information here about the steering wheel and the settings. So the color of the steering wheel shift indicator light can be freely selected in control center, and the color changing timing can be set according to the shifting habits. We can also quickly adjust the pedal stroke to enrich the foot feel to meet individual needs. So as I said, we can really fine tune this bad boy in the Moza Pit House app. So some specifications about the wheelbase: it supports PC, as I mentioned. The drive form is direct drive. The maximum turning angle is infinity circle. Shell material, as I mentioned, is aviation grade aluminum alloy. The shell color is black and white. Maximum torque is 9 Newton meters. Maximum power is 180 watts. Input voltage 110 volts to 220 volts AC. USB refresh is 1000 hertz. Dock indicator support. We also have the app function. We also have a quick release support and interface structure power data emergency stop display. So having a closer look at the 4 holes here at the bottom of the unit, this is where we're going to be able to mount the unit, as I mentioned, to our racing rig or to our desk. So the radius of these screw threads are 2.5 millimeters. So some extra information for you guys for the threads here for the mounting option at the bottom of the wheelbase. From front to back, the screw holes are spaced out 66 millimeters, and the screw holes from left to right are spaced out 78 millimeters. The actual length of the unit, so the dimensions of the unit from front all the way to the back, is 239 millimeters. And from bottom to top, so the height of it is 124 millimeters. And from left to right, we have 156 millimeters. Those are the specs of the unit in case you needed to know the exact sizing. Well guys, that looks like a wrap for today's video. I appreciate you guys watching. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, let me know down in the comment section down below. Give it a big like if you enjoyed this video. Go ahead and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on the next one. Peace.